What's happening, guys? This is House Cat MMA, and right now I'm just going to be talking about Sean O'Malley and how much I love him. I'm on my way back to the apartment. I had to make a McDonald's run. It's between McDonald's and Taco Bell, but I was like, man, I got to get my shit together. And you can go low carb at McDonald's. Can't really do that at Taco Bell, so I chose McDonald's. You know, ever since I started this MMA YouTube shit, people have been saying, oh, you look like MMA Guru, or oh, you look like Casio, which I had to Google who Casio is. It Casio? Casio? I don't know. Like, I had to Google who he was, because I'm not a virgin. I'm not a virgin. And not to say that if you play video games that you're a virgin or that you don't get laid, but I mean, the likelihood, you know, there's a bigger likelihood that you're a virgin or you just don't really be getting laid if you play video games. So yeah, I guess I do kind of look like Casio. You know, when I was in high school, it was like, I looked like, people said I looked like Sinjin for The Incredibles or Wreck-It Ralph. But since I got older, people, it graduated to people saying I look like Casio or Luke Combs. And now that I'm in the MMA YouTube community, people now say that I look like Guru, which is an honor. You know, I like the parallels people draw between me and him. But Sean O'Malley, you know, my roommate was busting my chops for the video I made yesterday, saying that Ilia Topuria is gonna, Justin Cagey's gonna dispatch of Ilia Topuria. He's giving me hell about that. You know, it's all love. And he was like, then he was giving me hell about that. Then he's like, you know, and I hope Sean O'Malley gets flatlined. And that was just pure heresy. That was ugly. That was not a nice thing to say. That was not a nice thing for him to say about me. Or say to me, rather. You know, I just don't get what's to dislike about Sean O'Malley. He has unconventional colored hair, talks a little shit, he's funny, he's a professional athlete, but he's a chiller. And for that, I like him. And I feel like if you dislike Sean O'Malley, I think you got something against being happy. You're kind of a kill. I think, like, not like, it's like you disliking Sean O'Malley has nothing to do with you being happy, but that's the trait you have that, like, makes you not like Sean O'Malley. You know, Sean O'Malley's lost his star power just a little bit since he lost the belt to Murad Dvalishvili. That's going to happen. That's fine. He had a close fight with Song Yadong that he won. And I think ever since then, people just kind of, you know, been naysaying about my boy Sean O'Malley. I don't get it. Song Yadong's a killer. Sean's a killer too. You know, if you thought that Sean O'Malley was going to have a long title reign, you're tripping. I mean, 135 is a murderer's row. You got Murad Dvalishvili, Peter Yan, Sean O'Malley. That's who we're talking about. Amon Zahabi's a killer. Corey Sands is a killer. I mean, it's a murderer's row. Marlon Vera is still in there. Outside the top 10, you know, Marlon Vera, Peyton Talbot. I mean, it's good dudes in the 135-pound weight division. So, you know, you're going to have some bruises. You're going to have some lumps. You're going to fall down. You're going to get back up if you're Sean O'Malley. You know what I'm saying? It's just, he's an easy guy to hate, and I get it. I feel like I'm an easy guy to hate. You know, I feel like I got a lot in common with Sean O'Malley. And, you know, Amon Zahabi's good. I'm not saying that he can't beat Sean O'Malley. You know, Amon Zahabi's Faraz Zahabi's kid brother. That means something. Amon Zahabi since he's Faraz Zahabi's kid brother. He's probably been hanging out with George St. Pierre since he's a fucking teenager. That means something. George St. Pierre's a genius. Faraz Zahabi's a genius. Faraz Zahabi's a bigger genius than Greg Jackson. That's a big part of what made GSP so good, is because he hung out with Greg Jackson and Faraz Zahabi, and GSP just is who he is. I'm actually worried about Sean O'Malley versus Amon Zahabi, because I think Amon Zahabi, though Amon's like 38 years old, I feel like he's a young 38. But you don't want to doubt Sean O'Malley. Think. Sean O'Malley's got 3 losses. And what if you want to get down to it? It's only 2. Because everybody knows the fight with the first fight back in 2020 with him and Marlon Vera was bullshit. But his 2 losses to Murad Dvalishvili. Okay, Dvalishvili's a fucking killer. And I guess you can count his loss to Marlon Vera. There's no contest against Pedro Munoz. I mean, that's great statistics. I mean, Marlon Vera is kind of on a downswing, but there was a point in time where, he gets you. He gets you. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see Corey Sands versus Sean O'Malley at the White House, but that didn't happen. I wonder what the UFC has against. Sean O'Malley versus Corey Sands, because that's been a fight that would make sense for a pretty long time now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they got against that. But hell yeah, fuck yeah. In case you were wondering, I am not Casio or Casio. What the fuck? How you pronounce his name? I'm not an MMA guru. I'm not Luke Combs either. I am me. I am Jacob.